I'm Liz. I'm an educator who specializes in design and solutions. Let's talk about grade 9. Grade 9 is a wild time, and anyone who's set foot in a junior high classroom knows that grade 9 students are still figuring out what the rules of society and the world around them are. In fact, being in grade 9 is a lot like learning how the inside of a car works for the first time. Many grade 9s are 13 going on 14, and they're so excited to get their learner's license. Well, this is a whole new world. While they may have been a passenger in the car for years, they probably have very little understanding of how the steering wheel works, of how the gas pedal and brake pedal, and God forbid, a standard transmission might all work together. They're also thinking about what's on the inside of the car that belongs to them. Mirrors, music, cell phones, yikes. And at the same time, the most important part of learning to be in a car is learning to be aware of what's happening outside that same car. Looking at stop signs, yield signs, parking, how to rotate your tires when you're parking on a hill one way or the other. All of these ideas are part of preparing to become a driver. In English language arts, it's no different. In grade 9, we're focusing on personal communication. What kinds of things can I do to share my opinion, to communicate with others my ideas? How do I make sure that what's inside my head can get out of there and into someone else's without too much being lost in translation? This is an important part of being a communicator and a participant in our world today. When grade 9s get those learner's licenses and they start parking and driving to school in the morning, it's pretty chaotic unless they've learned to engage in these communicational rules of the road. It's the same way when you're in high school. You have to arrive to grade 10 with a sense of how you control this vehicle we call communication. To do so, we develop a toolbox. And in grade 9, you're really just thinking about the fact that a toolbox exists. In grade 10, we begin thinking about how to identify the tools we have available in that toolbox. And by grade 11 and 12, we're starting to become proficient in using those tools to keep our communicational vehicles alive and on the road. In the recipe narrative activity, which can be done individually or with small groups or shared with friends or family members or people that you love and trust, grade 9s are creating a story about a favorite recipe. They're asked to construct the recipe itself, including ingredients, measurements, and instructions, and then to tell the story about this recipe and what this dish means to them. It's a really fun activity, and over the years I've had many grade 9 classes complete it, and then ultimately we've put our recipes together into one recipe book representing the whole class and also showcasing the range of writing skills that exists in a class like that. One of the most powerful pieces I ever read was the story behind using and making Hamburger Helper. This week I'm focusing on the trajectory that happens from grade 9 to grade 12 in English language arts. It begins with learning and familiarizing yourself with the inside of the vehicle you drive, and it can end on a super highway and knowing what to do if you get a flat along the way. Of course, this is all a metaphor for what we do and how we learn communication and to function communicatively in our society. It's some pretty important stuff, but it doesn't have to feel like torture or teeth pulling. If you'd like to join me, please follow for more, and you can come and take a look and access the free resources that I've created at emhcreative.ca. Join me, let's play language arts.